Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about the Advanced Arena and hopefully give you some tips so you can do a little bit better in it. Now I have seen a lot of people say that they're just not going to even play it at all, and I highly suggest that you do try this. This is some easy and quick rewards to grab out of it. You can see here I'm already at 24,000 for this thing just being out a couple of days, and I haven't even touched this account yet for doing any battling. Now, something to know about this, even if you feel that you're pretty decent at this game, I think we're going up against something like 79 or 80 different servers I saw. This means we're going to be going up against all those spenders, and there's a lot of them spending good money. Not to mention, we're also going up against people that played in beta and soft launch and already had a good advantage at it. So where you might not be sitting in the top 10, you could easily be sitting in the top 100 to 500. So we have seen a lot of changes since it has came out. We now have the skip feature to go through battles. This makes things incredibly quick, and I'm absolutely loving it. And they even made adjustments to some of the bots inside the game. Now the way to spot these bots is just look at the gear of the heroes that you're going up against. They're going to be all equal pieces of gear as far as their level, so 31, 31, 31, 31, and you'll see that same level for all three of the armies. As far as one of the big complaints people have is the lack of gear inside the game that you can throw on these heroes. Typically, if you were like me, you were keeping 5 sets of gear, so 20 pieces of gear in total, and just cycling through all your heroes. Well, now it means that we have to level up some other gear inside the game, which makes that second and third army pretty difficult. Originally, we had to beat all 3 matches in a row to consider a win, and they eventually changed that to you now have to win 2 out of 3, which gives us a little bit of advantage here. And I should say, once we get up to the top 100 and we run into a bot, you won't even be able to play him, so I imagine we'll be seeing some adjustments on that. So as far as your defense deck and your offense deck, we do have 15 heroes to choose from, and I would suggest pick your favorite 15 out of your top 20. The approach that I'm going for is I'm only focusing on actually leveling up the gear for 10 of these heroes. The last 5, I'm throwing gear on them, but I'm not doing anything else for putting levels behind it, because we only need to win 2 out of 3, so I want to put all my energy to those 2. I think it's just instinct that a lot of players out there are going to throw their best 5 heroes in their first army, so what I'm doing is I'm not going to even worry about winning the first battle. I'm focusing on battle 2 and battle number 3. Because I'm lacking on enhancement stones, this means I won't be able to go and really equip that second army really good, so I'm throwing just a bare minimum of like level 10 or level 20 on all 5 of those heroes, and then I'm finding 1 or 2 heroes to really invest the rest into. So I think I went Sanders here, just focus on dumping a bunch into the attack portion of it, and the other one I went for was Rochelle, pumping into the health portion of it. If you're not using Sanders in your main army, this is a great one to go for in the fact that even when he does get killed, he's going to go in that invincible state and still get attacks. And Rochelle, obviously, as we know, he's going to have that invincibility or damage immunity shield, which should hopefully hold out the battle a little bit longer and take some of the aggro. But other heroes that are good to go with too for that second army are going to be ones that are able to revive. So things like having Odelia, who's going to be reviving up to that first 4 rounds. You got Selena, who will bring a hero back. Even somebody like Zagrako, who's going to be bouncing back every 2 levels, and I think Harfa would be another one too. So try to keep all those in mind of using for your second army, just to make sure you're keeping that battle around as long as you can, and that'll allow those damage dealers that you hopefully pumped some good amount of those stones into 1 or 2 of them to do some damage while they go and tank a lot of it. If you take this approach, you probably shouldn't have too many issues getting up to Masters. Once you get up there, that's where you're probably going to be seeing some halfway decent players. So that's where I like to go and click on each individual 1, 2, 3 armies there and see where they're really stacking their best army. You find some people do spread it out. There is some good ones out there that they have those enhancement stones, so I try to stay away from those ones. Once I know where their strongest army is, I can put my weakest ones, the ones I didn't level up at all, because I'm not worried about winning that one. Remember, 2 out of 3 is all we need. From there, I'm looking at the other 2 and figuring out which one do I really need to put my best army on to guarantee, the one that's going to give me the most trouble, guarantee that I'm going to win. Then I'll throw my halfway decent army, my middle one, the ones I just maybe took to level 20 on the other one, and from there, it's kind of deciding out from formation. Obviously, we see a Cayenne out there. We don't want to go and group a whole bunch of heroes right in front of them. And for defense deck, I would put your weakest army on team 1, put that middle one on team 2, and put your best army on team 3. I think this is going to give you the best chances of defending yourself inside the game, but really I believe we're going to be seeing some more patches coming to this. There's still some tweaking that needs to be done, but definitely play it and see how you can do and get the free rewards out of it. If you got a strategy that you like to do, put it in the comments below so we can share it with everybody else, unless you don't want anybody to know your secrets. But if you guys want to know more about Coco and Ripper and my first impressions of them, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.